I stop recording.
Yeah, hey, Blind Guy doing stuff here, and hope everybody's having a great day. And we're going to do a quick video today on DACA and Trump getting rid of DACA. But first up, I want to just hope everybody down there in Florida and the southeast United States is getting ready for Irma. Never heard that name before, Irma. So be careful, Irma. It's going to hit Puerto Rico, and we will see. And I'm sure we'll be doing a video on this. We will see if actually the Trump administration and all the Trumpers come through with prayers for Puerto Rico, or prayer chains for Puerto Rico or all the people down there. Puerto Rico is practically a state. Several reasons that it's not a state. Mainly, they have a pretty big opposition to becoming a state, although I think it's split kind of 50-50 down there. So good luck to Puerto Rico, who is probably getting hit with Irma just about right now and is going to be heading straight up through Florida. I have family members down there in Florida, some heading to Mississippi. My brother lives there. He said he might be heading out of town. He lives about 25 miles from the beach there. So, just be careful in Florida. That's Irma. So, yeah, so we're going to talk just a couple minutes about DACA. And if you're not familiar with DACA, DACA is a program. It stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Is started by Obama. And from my understanding, basically what Obama did was make an executive order because Congress could not get immigration law passed. They have not passed the immigration bill for years. I think they might have gotten a little something done during the Bush time, but possibly not. But they really are sort of stuck. They tried to pass the Dream Act in 2010, which would allow kids who came over here with their parents, like you hear stories of kids come across the Rio Grande when they're like 8 years old with their mom. They didn't really have a choice there, and I would submit to you too that the mom probably didn't have a choice too. So, I'd have a DACA for everybody pretty much if I was president. But these kids especially didn't have a choice, and Obama, for whatever reason, I mean, I'm sure some of it is he feels bad for the kids. I'm sure a lot of it had to do with Obama was also known as the deporter in chief, so he did the DACA too to get some of that pressure off of him from the Democrats about how many people he was deporting. So he did this program called DACA, and what it did basically was an executive order, and it just told Homeland Security. And as far as I can concerned, and as far as I'm concerned, and what I can tell, I think the president has the power to do this. He just told, so Congress has immigration law, but the president, through Homeland Security, FBI, the Treasury, all these different things, he's the one that puts the law into effect. He is the administrator. He just was telling the Homeland Security, hey, don't arrest these kids. If you sign up for this, Homeland Security won't arrest you. Sort of similar to what goes on with states with like medical cannabis registry, where they say, here, you sign up for this and we will protect you from arrest. So even though cannabis is illegal. So sort of that, in the spirit of that. Now, it's a big question whether this is constitutional or unconstitutional. Either way, on the campaign trail, candidate Trump said a whole bunch of times that he was going to get rid of DACA. But he also said a couple times he loved these people and he didn't want to hurt the kids on DACA. But yesterday he sent out Jeff Sessions, his attorney general, to basically say, okay, we're done with DACA. We're removing the protections. I'm going to tell Homeland Security to stop enforcing DACA, meaning if you're on that list, we're coming from you. I really feel bad for the people that are on the list. But, Trump sort of did, I don't want to say an ingenious move, but I don't, it's not ingenious and it's not even genius, but he did a pretty savvy political thing, I thought, if it worked. Now, I don't agree with him getting rid of DACA. I don't think it was hurting anybody really, so let's just leave it there and try to fix it. But he wanted to get rid of it, and I thought he did a good move as far as political goes, kind of a check move, where he said, okay, Congress, you have 6 months to do this. So he kind of hung them out to dry because, in fact, it is Congress's responsibility to get it done completely. And I thought that was a good idea because if Congress did actually get it done, then Trump could take credit for it and say, hey, see, look what I did. It worked out good, and I'm the one who put the pressure on it. Everybody else is too scared to do the pressure, and I'm the one that stood up to the pressure and handled it. But here's the problem. Number one, it's very unlikely that the Republicans are going to come on board with any kind of immigration bill because, people hate Mexicans. When they talk about immigration in the United States, there are a lot of other people immigrating here to the United States. A lot of Somalis probably people don't like. There's a lot of Muslims people here don't like. But when the normal average Trumper talks about immigration, they talk about Mexicans or Latinos, people from South America, because that's the majority of immigrants here in the United States. And the white people in the United States have always had a long history of not liking these people. I don't know why. The nicest people you ever want to meet. Just farmers and whatever else. Not just farmers, but all kind of people. Just like everybody else, and just super nice. People from South America and the Latino people are just the salt of the earth, as far as I'm concerned. Most of them I meet. So, but not to the average Trumper. They've been convinced that they're here to take our jobs, even though you can't get an American. I picked beans in Alabama back when I was a kid. You don't want to do it. You can get a people out there working for that amount of money picking those beans. But these folks are farmers. They've been doing it for a long time, and that's what they do. So, and they, that's just sort of their traditions, and they travel around, migrate around, and farm and pick fruit. Seems to be a life they like, and they continue to do it. However, there's a lot of pressure from Trump to stop that. They want to put up a wall, and now they want to hurt their kids because these people had kids and they brought them with us. And I was a teacher for a little while too, and there was a lot of kids in my class that probably were now in the DACA program. People, the Latinos, that a lot of them, you meet them, they can't speak English. I met a fair amount of Somali kids and a couple kids from Haiti. Barely speak English. Their parents speak French and a little bit of English. So there are a lot of kids out there like this. Over 800,000 have signed up. And that there's a lot more that didn't sign up for the program. So this is a big problem. But back to what I was saying, Trump, he put it on Congress, but he messed it up. Because what he did, he just cannot restrain himself. He sent out a tweet that says, I guess he got cold feet because he said, oh, okay, Congress doesn't get it, I'll revisit the issue. He's not going to revisit the issue. I don't think he is, because the Trumpers, they would not like that at all. If Trump came back and made a own Trump DACA, oh my goodness, Trumpers would not like that, because you can't have the Mexican kids up in here. You got to get them out of here. Build a wall. Build a wall. We all seen it. So we'll see what happens with this. Trump, he's going to need Democrats to work with it. He's going to need Republicans to work with it. He threw it off there into the Congress, which is a total dysfunctional mess due to politics and campaign finances, because everybody up in Congress, Democrats and Republicans, owe corporations money, and they owe people money. So they're not going to go against those people. So they all have a certain agenda. And if the DACA kids don't fit into that agenda, which maybe they do now because Microsoft and Facebook and all of them are saying, hey, DACA kids, we have DACA kids too, so pay attention to this. So now that they're actually paying attention to this, maybe they will do something about it in Congress, but who knows? We will see. I will keep you posted on this. Hopefully it comes through. I know some DACA kids here in Tacoma, or a fair amount of immigrant kids, that I'm pretty sure their parents have a green card or possibly undocumented. So I know some folks like that, and just wish them the best. It's got to be nerve-wracking for these people to have Trump and the full force of the government come down on you, because you really don't know what it's like until the government comes after you. And whether you've been audited, or you've unfortunately been caught up in the drug war, or whether you've run wrong with the police, either good or either good or bad, until you really feel that pressure of the federal government come down on top of you. You really don't know, or just the local government too. So you got to feel bad for these folks. They're being sort of thrown out there as a political chip, and we wish them all the best. So I am the Blind Guy Doing Stuff. Hit subscribe up there. Thanks for checking out my channel. Just doing politics and stuff right now. We will be doing some more stuff with like what the Blind Guy Doing Stuff is actually doing. Saving up to get us some camera equipment. So thank you so much for subscribing. Share the video. If you have any comments, please put them down there in the comment sections if you agree or disagree with me, and share it with your friends. Or if you have a topic you'd like me to talk about, the blind guy's perspective, hit me up on the comment section, and I get it on my schedule. So thank you so much for checking us out, and hit like there and subscribe, and have a good one. Bye bye.